Hey, what's up and hello? This is the Chris Nicole bringing you my views on life, love, and the world of entertainment through my eyes. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on what time you are watching this live. Hello, crew. Hope all is well. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in. My apologies for those who actually listened in this morning. I did not realize there were technical difficulties and you could not hear me for the first couple of minutes. So I am doing a redo. So please, one time for your girl, please hit the like button. So, sad news for those who maybe are not aware of this story. Thursday morning, May 1st, 2025, Cincinnati police were called, apparently doing an investigation on a stolen SUV. Okay. And in the process of chasing the car that was allegedly stolen, there were four young men in the car who all fled, of course, running away from the police officers. Well, in the process, one of those gentlemen, his name is or was Ryan Hinton, just turned 18 years old a couple of years ago. A couple of weeks ago, not years ago, weeks ago. He literally just turned 18. The police officer claims that he thought he saw a pow pow on Ryan and chased him. And in the process of that, Ryan hid behind some dumpsters. And within 6 seconds from the time that they chased him and on, the police officer ended up pow-powing several times, hitting Ryan twice. And Ryan is now no longer here with us. He is gone. He was fatally shot. Okay. This happened on May 1st, 2025. I am going to show a picture of him. Handsome young man, gone way too soon. Now, I know people are going to say, well, he shouldn't have been in a stolen SUV. We don't know the specifics of that yet. What we do know is that the other three guys who were in the car allegedly have all been detained. And I believe they did have hearings this week, if I'm not mistaken. But Ryan is the only one who is now gone. Okay. With that being said, it makes me wonder, again, if this was another race, would they have been so quick to pow pow? It's just the reality of the situation, you guys. It is what it is. If you don't like what I'm saying, it is what it is. So from there, we have a family that, of course, is mourning, just celebrating their baby's 18th birthday. He is now officially an adult. And now they have to bury him. Now, the next day, May 2nd, 2025, they actually saw the body cam that the police officer had on. Now, the issue with this body cam is that it is very blurry. I don't know why it's so blurry. They claim it's blurry due to the fact that the police officer was running. Let me explain something to you. On our iPhones or our Google phones, even if we're running, it could definitely give better footage than what we are about to see. And I'm about to show you the footage without sound. Okay. But the problem is, while the officer is claiming that he saw a pow pow, we can't see in the footage if there was a threat to the officer, meaning that Ryan actually pointed the pow pow towards him. What we do know is that Ryan is now gone. They claim there was a pow pow right next to Ryan that they say belonged to him, that he was carrying. The problem is also, again, that they did determine that that actual pow pow was not fired. He never fired it. Okay. So I'm going to show you guys this. And again, fair use, but at the same time, I don't know how triggering this is going to be because, again, I did take out the sound, but I'm going to show you what the body cam looks like and just how blurry it is, okay? So here we are. This is it. And this is the police officer apparently chasing Ryan, and that's the SUV that was allegedly stolen, okay? And this is the apartment complex I think they actually pursued them from. And so this is an actual police officer giving the details, and this is some of the body cam. As you can see, very blurry. Okay, that is apparently Ryan right there, right? And so they are saying that he did have one. They don't know for sure if he pointed it because they can't see it. They just see a figure, which is apparently Ryan. But again, it was not fired. So that's what we do know as far as the basic information currently right now. Okay. You guys let me know if you can hear me. Put a thumbs up in the chat. I definitely don't want to have to go through this again. So please put a thumbs up in the chat. Okay. So with that information, all right, we have that. May 2nd, the next day, probably not even 24 hours once they got the word that Ryan was gone, okay? Literally, the family, his parents, siblings, loved ones, saw this same body cam footage, okay? Now, this gentleman right here is Rodney Hinton Jr. He is Ryan Hinton's father. He is 38 years old. Based on the information that I found, Ryan could not even finish the body cam footage. They said they were watching it. They said that he left out. Okay. He left out. He couldn't watch it. Naturally so. You're about to see your son be unalive. So who would really be able to process that and see that? 2 hours after they saw the body cam footage, they're saying approximately 2 hours after that, they are saying that Rodney Hinton took his car and struck a deputy officer. I think he actually was retired, but he was actually working that day for the University of Cincinnati commencement. And they are saying that Rodney struck him with the car, unaliving the officer. Okay. Now, based on the prosecutors, they are charging him with aggravated, you know what, with the M. They are saying that it was calculated, it was planned. They are saying that there was no skid marks, as if he was trying to put on his brakes. So they are saying that he purposely went out wanting to actually do this to an officer. From my understanding, the officer, and his name was Larry Henderson. RIP to him, just like RIP to Ryan. Both tragic losses on both ends. From my understanding, Larry Henderson had nothing to do with what happened to Ryan. Okay, nothing to do with it. They are saying it's premeditated. However, I don't know about that. And the reason why I say that is, you guys know I'm really big on looking at people's faces, picking up on energy. And when I see this footage of Rodney Hinton in the courtroom, I see a man who literally is not there. He's there in the physical presence. His body is there, but he is no longer spiritually there. Okay. Now, with that being said, the family actually has done a press conference in regards to this. They don't even want to talk about Rodney. They did a press conference, I believe, yesterday. Rodney did this on May 2nd, literally the day after his son was unalive. May 3rd, on a Saturday, they had his arraignment. They did not want to focus on Rodney, rightfully so. They're still in mourning about Ryan, okay? But with that, if you look at this picture here, you tell me if that's a man that seems like he is there and he's in his right mind. I don't see that. Okay. He has scratches definitely on his face. I don't know if that happened before the incident. I don't know if it happened during the incident, because as you can see, the car is there. That car is pretty banged up. Or if it happened while he's been locked up, because we clearly know that he is possibly a target when it comes to these officers. So much so, do you see this courtroom right here? This courtroom right here. There was easily about 20 officers in that room for one man. For one man. Why? Celebrities don't even have that type of officers around them when they're coming into a courtroom. If you ask me, it was because of pure intimidation. They were trying to intimidate him, to let him know that they're there and they're watching him, or God forbid, even worse. Okay. That is my opinion on the situation, that's what they were trying to do. It did not take all of those officers. They were there, of course, naturally in solidarity for their fallen, colleague, but at the same time, in my opinion, to intimidate Rodney Hinton. Now, Rodney Hinton is walking out of the courtroom, and I'm going to show you this, and this is pretty much what his stance was. He's walking out. He is looking straight in the eyes of these police officers while these police officers are staring down at him. I don't know exactly what he's saying to them, but again, this is a man who literally is in court in front of all of these officers, his attorney, a judge, and this is exactly what he is doing. If you ask me, the man is not in his right mind, period. But that is my opinion. If you have a difference of opinion, then by all means, I would like to hear it, as long as you are respectful, okay? Not to mention, this definitely reminds me of a movie. You guys know I always like to reference movies that was very familiar, not the same crime, but very familiar, okay? Now, again, this is Rodney Hinton walking out. But do you guys remember this movie? This movie is called A Time to K, A Time to Unalive. Put a thumbs up if you remember this movie. If you didn't watch it, okay, but definitely I highly recommend it. Great movie. It came out, I believe, in 1996, okay? And this was an actual story about a father. Something happened to his child, and due to the fact that they were in the South, and it actually happened, his child ended up have something happen to him. I don't want to spoil it for you, but it was two white men who did it to her. And of course, being helpless and how he felt about the situation, also knowing the justice system and how the justice system can be, he actually decided to take out the two men who did that to his daughter. Okay. And it became a race issue, naturally. And it also became an issue of, forget race, what would you do, Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, do if someone violated your child like that? What would you do? And so with that being said, I do remember in that movie, just a little spoiler, they said that at the time when he did that, that it was like temporary insanity. And I'm looking at Ryan's father, and to me, he just doesn't look like he's there, you guys. This easily could be temporary insanity. It could. Because I just don't know him randomly. Like, did he just randomly say, I know there's a commencement at the University of Cincinnati and I'm going to go find someone? Like, if that's the case, he probably could have went to the nearest police station. It probably is a situation where he was driving, he was out of it, and he just blacked out and saw red in the situation. And I'm not making an excuse for it. I am not. Because again, Larry Henderson, RIP to him, because his family is mourning. You see what I mean? We have two families that are mourning right now. One family is mourning two losses, because right now you have the father who is now in prison and the son who was gone. And then Larry Henderson, who apparently was really loved, very, very loved, who is now gone. So I'm not making excuses for it. I'm just saying that, yes, that is very possible, because when I was looking at him, I was like, oh my gosh, like, this man's eyes and everything else. Now, mind you, he has no felonies based on what his attorney said. Make sure you guys hit the like button. He has no felonies. He may have gotten into slight trouble, they said, allegedly a couple of years back, but apparently he was working. I think they said he was married. He's still married. Just an overall, just Black man, living his life. So they can't say that, this was a criminal who already had a history of this, that is not the case. And my thing is it very much so possible that he completely lost it? Naturally so. He lost his son and was not thinking. And literally his mind left him. And you guys let me know what you guys think. Is it very much so possible? So at this point, from my understanding, there's been updates since I tried to do this morning. They said they were actually going to court today. I believe the judge did announce that he is not doing any bond for him. The judge did mention that he was concerned for his safety and make sure that he's in a safe place. And in my opinion, that means that these officers better not touch him, because if something happens to him, oh, please believe me, there's going to be lawsuits after lawsuits. If there's not going to be a lawsuit in this situation with this officer when it comes to Ryan, we'll have to wait and see. And again, I'm a firm believer on standing on truth. So we will have to actually see what comes of that. The problem is that, again, as Black people, we don't have the complexion for protection. So there have been a lot of situations where, because of the lack of resources, because of this justice system that is not in favor of us, there are times where people have either been innocent or people definitely did not get their just due in the court system, and we got screwed over. And unfortunately, that's what it is. But what I will say is that it's just very interesting that we have the Carmelo Anthony situation in Frisco, Texas. Now we have this situation here in Cincinnati, Ohio. Okay, you guys, this is like one of those things where I don't know. At this point, I can't even imagine what that family is going through. This is definitely one of those things where you just really have to pray. I'm going to put a poll up for those who are in here and see what you guys have to say about this. I had more options earlier, but I just want to see yes or no's what you guys think about this based off of what I told you so far. So the question is that, do you think the father alleged actions were justified as his son was fatally shot by police? Definitely would like to know your opinion on that, okay? So we're going to have to wait and see what's going to happen. I do know, from my understanding, Johnny Cochran's law firm is representing the family, okay? And so they're very concerned about this so-called body cam footage and exactly what happened. So they're going to get private investigators, from my understanding, and they're going to thoroughly look into this to make sure what happened. The problem is, though, regardless, he's gone. And he's gone. He's 18 years old. Okay. And again, I'm not saying that if he was in a stolen vehicle, at most, easily chase him, arrest him. Did it have to come to that? I just don't think it did. I do not. And so now we have a family that's in mourning on that side. And then we also have Larry Henderson's family mourning, and apparently he had nothing to do with the situation. Okay. So, again, people are going to say he shouldn't have took the law into his own hands. I understand that. But again, I am looking at a perspective of when I saw him and saw the actual video, I was like, this something, he ain't there. He's not there. The body's there, but he's not there. Like, that to me is what I saw. But again, I would like to know your opinions about this. We could definitely continue the conversation in the comments section. I do have a poll up right now, and you guys can definitely put your comments in the poll if it's yes or no for you. Okay. Hankin says it's sad, but no. Okay. So you're saying that we're justified. So you're saying no, the father's action were not justified. Again, you are entitled to your opinion. And again, Hankin, based off of the picture, is a Black man. So again, I'm not going to sit up there and have a situation where people are just automatically going to be loyal based off of race. Right is right and wrong is wrong. You're going to have people who are going to do that. But again, I'm about what's right and what's wrong, no matter what race you are. Okay. But with that being said, you guys, I definitely want us to continue the conversation, but I want to talk about something else. And for those who are here, please stay because I want to talk about this, especially for OG Chris crew members who have been with me since day one. Okay. I definitely want to talk about this. So please make sure you guys stay. And so you guys give me a moment because this is probably going to be hard to talk about. And if I get emotional, just understand that it is what it is. Okay. I'm human just like everyone else. But let me play this and then we're going to get started. Okay. Just a moment. Sorry, you guys. Of course, there have been issues with the computer, but let's go.
A mother's heartbreak as a memorial grows for her son, Jeremiah Kelly.
If you're a praying person, just pray for me. Just pray for me.
Shaniqua Kelly says the 18-year-old passed away unexpectedly at home this morning. He was a standout football player here at Avon High School, helping lead the school to its first state championship as the Eagles finished the season with a perfect 16-0 record.
When times got tough throughout the season, we didn't ever turn our back on each other. Our brotherhood really showed in those tough moments.
Kelly was an early enrollee at the University of Cincinnati, where he was practicing with the football team. His mother said he was excited to be a Bearcat, was majoring in psychology, and had a passion for kids.
If you know Jeremiah, just keep his memory alive. Live the way Jeremiah lived his life. And if we had a million more Jeremiahs in the world would be a better place.
Dozens gathered here at Avon High School as grief counselors were on hand to comfort family and friends.
We love him so much. He was a good kid. He was a sweet little boy. He was very respectable. He loved the Lord. And I have to say that he loved his football, but he also knew his Bible. And I'm grateful for that.
He was the best. He always knew how to lit up a room. With a smile. His smile was contagious. He's one of the nicest, most caring human beings you can meet.
He left an impact that made the younger guys really see what it's like to be an Avon football captain, and he left a legacy in Avon.
I'll never be the same, but the love and the well wishes and everything, and knowing how much he was loved and that he fulfilled every dream he had in the short 18 years.
The Hamilton County Coroner's Office confirms it is investigating Jeremiah's death, noting that an autopsy will be performed on Wednesday. The family says they will keep doing things in Jeremiah's honor to keep his legacy alive. Russ?
Okay. So some of you may be wondering, how is this connected and why are you actually showing this, Chris? Unfortunately, Jeremiah Kelly, this handsome young man right here who had a bright future, is one of our OG Chris crew members. For those who know, Nene is one of my moderators. Nene informed me that her son passed on April 22nd, I believe she told me. And that is Jeremiah, who literally just started college at the University of Cincinnati, the same university that the Larry Henderson officer was actually doing the commencement and helping traffic with the commencement. It's really hard to talk about this because one thing about me is that I try, especially my OG crew members, I try my best to make sure that I know as much as possible what you guys are willing to share, so you guys know that I care about what you guys tell me. I feel that anybody who's willing to tell me their story or tell me about their personal life, it's a blessing for you to feel that open to tell me. One thing about Nene is that there's no denying she loves her boys. She was just telling me about him actually going to college. She has 3 boys. It's heartbreaking. I cannot imagine. I did reach out to her. She did say it was okay for me to do this because she said she knows I'm going to be respectful and I'm going to make sure that I honor him and her in the best way. She definitely is asking for our prayers. This is tough. And you just saw her in that video, and she's strong. She's strong. For her to still hold her head up high and be able to talk and pretty much say to, live the way that, her son lived, and, let him be an example of how you should live. Like the lady said, excellent, human being, excellent athlete, but most importantly, knew the Lord, knew the Bible. This is very heartbreaking. Never in a million years was I expecting that comment from her. And I had to reach out immediately because, again, we have talked about her sons, and how proud she was of her babies, especially, the one who was just going to college. She had literally just mentioned last year getting him prepared for college. Nene, I say my prayers are with you. You already know this. I'm going to put a post up on my wall, so then that way people are aware who maybe don't hear this live, but they are aware that one of our own is mourning right now. And just like this young man, Ryan Hinton, he was someone's child. Like Nene said, she made a comment and she said, I believe this child passed like literally a week or so after my child passed. And losing a child, you're devastated. You lose a part of yourself, and it's absolutely correct. So I want you guys to lift her up in prayer, positive energy to Nene. Nene, we love you. I'll speak for myself. I love you. You have been with me since the beginning. Whether we agree on certain topics or don't agree on certain topics, you've always been consistent, always, just been a real one for me in my eyes, as far as you always being a supporter. We have definitely shared vulnerable moments. I appreciate you, and I am definitely there to support whatever you need, you and your family. But I am definitely going to do a post, you guys, so then that way we can lift her up in prayer and just send positive energy to her. And I wanted to close out on that, you guys. Life is so short. It's so short. And, we have to just start being kind to people, because you just never know what people are going through. And I'm not talking about these reality show people, but I'm just talking about in general. You know what I mean? Like, just, be kind to each other. Because never in a million years would I have thought that Nene had just went through this. I thought, she was telling me that she was pursuing her master's. So I just thought she was busy, because that's definitely a lot of a workload. But that wasn't the case. She just lost her baby. So with that being said, you guys, thank you guys so much for listening. I definitely want your take on, of course, the case with Ryan Hinton. Again, I am going to post about Nene's son in the actual post area. Please, if you can, send her love, thoughts, and prayers under the post. So then that way she can see them. Of course, she is still around. And, just kind of fill her up as much as you can with, the love, the prayer, and the post, so she knows that we are here to support her. Okay. So with that being said, you guys, thank you guys so much for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you on my next video.